Welcome to another Deep Dives. Today, we're going to be heading back in time a little bit to the year 1825.
Okay.
And kind of setting the scene here, America's a young country,
Right.
still figuring things out. And,
Mhm.
and there's this really interesting story about a group of people who set sail on this keelboat
Wow.
packed with some of the brightest minds in the country.
Hmm.
They're headed out on this river adventure to establish a utopian community
Okay.
in the heartland.
Interesting.
And this wasn't just like any random group of travelers.
Right.
These were educators, scientists, artists,
Uh-huh.
all bound for a place called New Harmony,
Harmony.
Indiana,
Okay.
with this like vision of revolutionizing education in America.
Wow.
They were known as the Boatload of Knowledge.
A boatload of knowledge.
And their story is just this really captivating blend of ambition, hardship, and this enduring power of ideas.
I mean, the audacity of that vision in that era, when you think about public education, was practically non-existent. It really makes you kind of step back and go, wow, like
Yeah.
how much have we progressed
Right.
in our approach to education since then?
It's like they were launching a social experiment almost.
It was.
Right.
Yeah.
A prototype for a better future.
Absolutely.
So let's kind of dive into the backstory a little bit.
Okay.
We have Robert Owen, a Welsh social reformer, who established New Harmony with this grand idea of a communal society
Right.
and where education
Oh.
would be the cornerstone.
It was central.
Yeah, and to bring this vision to life,
Yeah.
he enlists William McClure.
Oh, McClure. Yeah, he's a fascinating character.
Yeah.
He wasn't just a, wealthy benefactor.
Right.
He was really deeply involved in shaping the educational landscape.
Yeah.
And as a geologist, he understood the power of observation and hands-on learning. But his real passion was making knowledge accessible to everyone, regardless of social class.
Right.
He saw education as a tool for social uplift.
Yeah.
A way to empower individuals and create a more just society.
And so to assemble this dream team, he taps into his network at the Academy of Natural Sciences in Philadelphia,
Okay.
brings together this remarkable group
Yeah.
of individuals. You have Thomas Say, considered the father of American entomology.
Okay.
You have
Oh.
Charles Alexandre Lezour,
Wow, what a name.
right?
Yeah.
This talented French naturalist and artist,
Wow.
and Marie Duclos Fatageau,
Okay.
a passionate educator who championed these progressive teaching methods.
The diversity of expertise is just striking.
Yeah.
You have scientists, artists, educators, all united by this shared belief in the transformative power of knowledge.
Right.
It's almost like a microcosm of the ideal society they were trying to create.
Yeah.
Right there on this.
And then there's the journey itself, which was far from a luxurious cruise down the river.
Right, of course.
So they initially planned to travel by steamboat,
Makes sense.
but low water levels forced them onto this keelboat named the Philanthropist. So I can only imagine these intellectuals accustomed to a certain level of comfort,
Yes.
crammed into this boat with all their belongings and scientific equipment.
Such a great illustration of how reality often clashes with
Yes.
idealistic visions, right? I mean, the cramped quarters,
Uh-huh.
the unexpected delays it must have tested their patience and their resilience, but it also, reveals their unwavering commitment to their ideals.
Yeah.
They were willing to endure hardship for the sake of their mission.
At hardship they faced.
Yeah.
Just days into their journey, they ran aground.
Oh, no.
And then a severe winter
Mm.
set in freezing the Ohio River
Oh.
and trapping them for an entire month,
A whole month.
stuck on this boat in the middle of winter with over 40 people.
It's fascinating to think about how they coped during that time.
I know.
Right? They had to organize shifts to assist the crew,
Right.
ration their food, contend with falling through the ice.
Oh, my God.
There are accounts of people falling ill, of
Yeah.
philosophical debate. Wow.
With local ministers that they encountered along the way.
That's amazing.
It really speaks volumes about their resourcefulness
Yeah.
and their ability to adapt
Two unexpected challenges for sure.
to these unexpected challenges.
Okay.
So there's this one incident that really stands out.
Okay.
Vicky Paul Derismont,
Okay.
one of the educators traveling with a group of his young students,
Right.
falls and hits his head while hunting.
Oh, no.
And he becomes delirious
Oh.
and feverish. A very serious situation.
Yeah.
And it was Thomas Say,
Okay.
the entomologist, who steps up, displaying this remarkable leadership
Oh, wow.
in caring for Fikipal and maintaining morale among the passengers.
It's interesting how these challenges forged a bond among them.
Yeah.
They were forced to rely on each other, to support each other.
Yeah.
It wasn't just about intellectual pursuits anymore.
Right.
It was about survival.
Yeah.
About community. In a way, it was a microcosm of the utopian ideals that they were striving for.
So finally, after 47 days of enduring ice mishaps, and probably a fair share of cabin fever,
I would imagine so.
they arrive in New Harmony.
They made it.
In January of 1826.
Wow.
What a sight it must have been.
Yeah.
This group of intellectuals, having braved the elements
Right.
and unforeseen obstacles,
Yeah.
disembarking, ready to build their new society.
It's almost symbolic, isn't it?
Yeah.
The boatload of knowledge arriving,
Yes.
bringing with them not just their expertise,
Right.
but also the shared experience of overcoming adversity together.
Yeah.
They had been tested
Right.
and emerged stronger,
Yeah.
more unified.
More unified, for sure.
They must have felt like the beginning of something truly extraordinary.
Yeah, it really must have.
And so they arrive in New Harmony, and this really marked the beginning of this ambitious experiment, not just in communal living, but in education as well.
Like,
they were ready to put their theories into practice and build this progressive educational system that they had envisioned.
so let's unpack this system a little bit.
Okay.
Because it was truly groundbreaking for its time.
Yeah, it was.
They established this three-tiered approach to education,
Okay.
starting with an infant school for toddlers ages 2 to 5.
So what's remarkable about the infant school is that it was centered around play-based learning,
Wow.
a concept that was practically unheard of in the early 19th century.
Right.
Most educational models at that time emphasized rote memorization and strict discipline, but here in New Harmony, they believed that children learned best through observation, exploration, and engaging all their senses. And this approach was heavily influenced by the ideas of Johann Pestalozzi, a Swiss educational reformer who emphasized this holistic approach to learning, nurturing a child's physical, intellectual, and moral development.
So it sounds like they were way ahead of the curve in recognizing the importance of early childhood development.
Yeah, absolutely.
And creating this nurturing environment for young learners. But what happened when the children grew older?
Right.
What did their education look like then?
So for children ages 5 to 12, they created the higher school,
Okay.
which operated as a boarding school,
Okay.
fostering this strong sense of community among the students. And this wasn't just about academics. It was about learning to live and work together, solve problems collectively.
Yeah.
Their curriculum was incredibly diverse for the time, spanning traditional subjects like reading, writing, and arithmetic, but also incorporating practical skills like gardening, carpentry, and even the arts.
Oh, wow.
Music, drawing, and dance were all considered essential parts of a well-rounded education.
It's amazing how they integrated those practical skills and the arts into the curriculum.
Yeah.
It really challenges the notion that education should be confined to textbooks and classrooms.
Absolutely.
It sounds like they were trying to create well-rounded individuals, not just scholars.
They believed that education should equip individuals to contribute to society in a meaningful way.
Right.
To be both intellectually stimulated and practically skilled.
Right.
And then for students 12 and older, they had the School of Industry, where the focus shifted to specialized training in various trades. However, it's important to acknowledge that this level of education was segregated by gender, reflecting the prevailing societal norms of the time.
Of course.
Boys were typically trained in trades like blacksmithing or carpentry, while girls were prepared for domestic roles, learning skills like sewing and cooking.
It's a reminder that even the most progressive movements are often products of their time.
Yeah, absolutely.
And certain biases can be difficult to shake off.
Yeah.
But even with that caveat, this educational system they created was incredibly innovative.
It was.
And far-reaching in its impact.
Absolutely. It challenged traditional educational models.
Yeah.
Emphasizing hands-on learning, a diverse curriculum, and the development of the whole child.
Yeah.
Not just their intellectual capacity.
Right. And this model wasn't just confined to New Harmony.
Right.
It had this ripple effect throughout the country.
It did.
So let's talk about that ripple effect.
Okay.
How did the boatload of knowledge and their educational experiment in New Harmony influence the broader landscape of education in America?
Well, it's important to remember that the New Harmony community itself was relatively short-lived,
Okay.
dissolving within just a few years of its founding.
Okay.
Utopian communities are notoriously difficult to sustain,
Right.
often facing internal conflicts and external pressures.
Sure.
But the individuals who were part of this experiment continued to advocate for educational reform throughout their lives.
Right.
And their ideas had a lasting impact.
Okay.
William McClure, in particular, became a tireless champion of accessible education.
He's such a key figure in this whole story.
He is.
You know, we've talked about his role in assembling the boatload of knowledge
yeah.
and shaping the curriculum at New Harmony.
Yeah.
But his contributions go far beyond that.
They do. He was a passionate believer in the power of knowledge
Yeah.
to uplift society.
Right.
And he wasn't content with just theorizing about educational reform.
Right.
He wanted to make a tangible difference, and he put his money where his mouth was,
Yeah.
funding schools and libraries throughout his life.
One of his most notable achievements was the establishment of the Working Men's Institute in New Harmony,
Yes.
which still exists today.
That's amazing.
This was a library open to all,
Wow.
regardless of social class,
Right.
providing access to books, lectures, and educational resources that were typically reserved for the elite.
The Working Men's Institute was a testament to McClure's belief that knowledge should be a right, not a privilege.
Yeah.
He envisioned a society where everyone had the opportunity to learn and grow regardless of their background or social standing.
Right.
And his commitment to this vision extended far beyond New Harmony. He funded libraries all across the country, seeding these little pockets of knowledge in communities that might not have had access otherwise.
It's incredible.
He understood the importance of creating a network of educational resources,
Yeah.
making information readily available to those who were eager to learn.
He wasn't just building libraries, he was building a foundation for a more informed and engaged citizenry.
Absolutely.
And in doing so, he was helping to pave the way for the public education movement that would take root in the decades to come.
Exactly. While McClure wasn't the sole architect of the public education system we have today,
Right.
his ideas and his unwavering advocacy played a significant role in shaping its development.
Yeah.
He understood that education had the power to break down social barriers,
Right. Yeah.
to create opportunities for upward mobility, and to foster a more just and equitable society.
Now let's shift our focus to some of the other remarkable individuals
Okay.
who were part of this boatload of knowledge.
Yeah.
Each one had their own unique talents and contributions to the experiment. I'm particularly intrigued by Marie Duclos-Furtaggio,
Yeah.
this pioneering educator who was so instrumental in shaping the curriculum at New Harmony.
She was really a force to be reckoned with
Yeah.
in the world of education.
What more can you tell us about her?
So she was born in France,
Okay.
and she embraced the progressive educational philosophies of Johann Pestalozzi, who we've talked about before,
Right.
who believed in a holistic approach to learning,
Right.
nurturing a child's physical, intellectual, and moral development.
Yeah.
She was so passionate about these ideas
Yeah.
that she even ran a school in Philadelphia
Okay.
based on these principles before joining the New Harmony venture.
It's fascinating that she was already connected to the Owenite movement,
Yeah.
which advocated for social reform through communal living and education,
Right.
before McClure even recruited her.
Right.
It seems like she was truly drawn to this vision of a society transformed by education.
Absolutely. And she brought a wealth of experience and innovative ideas to New Harmony. She was a strong advocate for women's education, which was quite radical for the time.
Yeah.
In fact, she brought a group of her female students with her on the boat trip to New Harmony.
Wow.
Imagine being a young student setting off on this adventure with your teacher
Yeah.
to help build a new society. It must have been an incredible experience.
It speaks volumes about her dedication and her belief in the power of experiential learning.
It does.
And her relationship with William McClure adds another layer of intrigue to her story.
It does.
They exchanged hundreds of letters over the years,
Wow.
revealing a deep intellectual connection and a shared passion for educational reform.
Yeah, their correspondence offers this fascinating glimpse into their minds and the dynamic of their collaboration.
Right.
It sheds light on the intellectual ferment that was at the heart of the New Harmony experiment.
Let's not forget about the other rock stars
Right.
on board that boat.
Yeah.
Thomas. Say, the father of American entomology made significant contributions to science.
He did say his work was groundbreaking. He wasn't just identifying insects, he was meticulously classifying them,
Right.
creating this framework for understanding biodiversity in America.
Wow.
His work laid the groundwork for ecological studies that continue to this day.
That's incredible.
He described thousands of new insect species, helping to establish the study of entomology in America.
And remember during that month-long ice delay,
Oh, yeah.
he was the one who was elected captain of the boat.
He was.
He clearly wasn't just a brilliant scientist, but also a capable leader.
Right.
Who could rise to the occasion in a crisis.
Yeah.
That detail really highlights his multifaceted personality.
It does.
And what about Charles Alexandre Lesueur, the artist and naturalist?
Yes.
His sketches from the boat journey provide a remarkable visual record of that time.
They do. Lesueur was an incredibly talented artist and naturalist.
Yeah.
His meticulous drawings documented not only the landscapes they passed, but also the flora and fauna they encountered. His work offers us this glimpse into the natural world as it existed nearly 2 centuries ago.
That's amazing.
He was also a skilled paleontologist, making significant contributions to our understanding of fossils.
Right.
His work is a testament to the power of observation and the importance of documenting the natural world for future generations.
It's amazing how this group combines so many talents and passions.
It is.
Scientists, artists, educators, all united by this common goal of building a better world through knowledge.
It really makes you think about the potential of interdisciplinary collaboration and the power of a shared vision.
Right.
These individuals, despite their diverse backgrounds and areas of expertise, came together to pursue this common goal that transcended their individual interests.
Right.
It's a reminder that we can achieve extraordinary things when we work together towards a shared vision.
Their story is a powerful testament to the enduring power of ideas.
It is.
The importance of challenging conventional thinking, and the belief that education can be this catalyst for positive change in the world.
Absolutely. Even though the New Harmony experiment ultimately dissolved,
Right.
the ripple effects of their work continue to be felt today.
Yeah, they really do. You know, it's incredible to think about how this group of individuals setting out on this river journey with a boatload of books and scientific equipment,
Right.
they sparked a movement that would shape the future of education in America.
Yeah.
I wonder what they would think of our world today. You know, information at our fingertips, but facing a whole new set of challenges.
It's a question worth pondering.
Yeah.
You know, would they be encouraged by the progress we've made in terms of access to education and the advancements in technology? Or would they be dismayed by the inequalities that persist?
Right.
The challenges to critical thinking in this age of information overload and the debates surrounding the purpose and direction of education in the 21st century.
I imagine they would have a lot to say about the state of education today.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, they were deeply committed to creating a system that fostered critical thinking,
right,
problem solving, and a lifelong love of learning.
One thing that's clear from their story is that they understood education as this continuous process.
Yeah.
You know, a journey rather than a destination.
Right.
They weren't simply trying to fill students' heads with facts.
Right.
They were trying to cultivate a mindset of curiosity,
Wow.
inquiry, and a desire to engage with the world in a meaningful way.
It's a powerful reminder that education is about so much more than just acquiring knowledge or skills.
Yeah.
It's about developing the ability to think critically, to adapt to change,
Right.
and to contribute to society in a positive way.
Absolutely.
The boatload of knowledge may have set sail nearly 2 centuries ago,
Yeah.
but their legacy continues to inspire us to think differently about the purpose and potential of education.
Their story is a testament to the enduring power of ideas, the importance of challenging the status quo, and the belief that education can be this force for positive change in the world.
And so to our listeners, we leave you with this thought. What will your contribution to the ongoing story of education be? How will you use your knowledge, your experiences, and your passions to shape the world around you?
Great question.
We hope this deep dive into the boatload of knowledge has sparked your curiosity and inspired you to continue exploring, questioning, and learning.
Absolutely.
Join us next time as we delve into another fascinating chapter of history, science, or culture.
Sounds good.
Until then, keep those minds engaged and never stop learning.